Okay, that's a good question. So the main encouraging reason why investors should invest in India would be India is an emerging economy. It's fast growing, and most of the workforce is highly skilled. There's a lot of graduates in India, as well as another encouraging factor would be the low overhead costs. For example, the wages as compared to Southeast Asian, some of the Southeast Asian countries is lower. And you can get good quality staff members for a lower income bracket. Not to say that India's income is low, but the overhead costs in general would be lower for an investor who wants to set up in India rather than, for instance, Singapore, if we are to compare. So those are some of the reasons. India is growing very fast. This is encouraging because the government is providing investment opportunities to investors, to foreign investors. So this is a very encouraging economy to set up your entity. Another reason that would be encouraging to investors is that India's population is quite high. So if you want to set up a trading business in India, this would be a good starting point. You'd have a large market to reach out to in India. So that would be another reason to invest in India. Most of our inquiries would be startups that are interested in IT related businesses and software development, tech. Mostly it's tech that we get most of our inquiries from this kind of entrepreneurs. We do probably get other investors looking to set up different types of businesses. But for me, in my experience, most of the inquiries come for India would be IT related or software development. Okay, so first of all, you need two directors. One of the directors must be a local director, so must be locally resident in India, must have an Aadhaar card. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And you need to have two shareholders. You need to have, there's no stipulated minimum share capital as such for setting up, but you could set up with whatever amount you want to pay up. Those are the main requirements. Well, there is no stipulated, as I mentioned, minimum share capital, but we do advise our clients, depending on what kind of business they're setting up, to at least try to pay up minimum of 2,000 to 5,000 US dollars into their business. Anyone of legal age who doesn't have any criminal background. You can be a foreigner or you can be local resident in India, but as I mentioned, you must have at least one director who is locally resident in India. Within 1 month, we can get the company registered because we usually request documents from our clients, and most of our clients do not reside in India. So the first thing they will have to do is they'll need to review the documents, review the incorporation forms, which we will prepare and send to them. They'll need to review the forms. They'll need to, once they're satisfied with whatever is in the forms, then they need to sign them and then get them notarized and then get them apostilled and sent to India. So once the documents are received in India, usually we will tell our clients that within a month, we will have the company registered, but it could take a shorter time. It just depends on what the government's workload is at the time. For example, during the time when I was doing my registration for the India entity, this was in the middle of the pandemic. So we were expecting the registration to go a little bit slow, but because the India government had moved everything to online, most of the process was quite fast and we had the company registered within less than a month. Yeah. Okay. The first thing that I would inform the clients and those who are watching, India, you need to have, they have two types of capital. So there is authorized share capital and there is paid up share capital. So the authorized share capital usually is what amount of shares that you can have in your company. And the government will usually give like the maximum amount that the government will initially provide to the clients is 1 million, I think 1 million, but you can increase the amount to whatever amount you require. But what I would need to mention to the clients is that if you need to have a lower amount of share capital, then you need to inform us in advance so that we can revise the articles and include exact amount of shares that you require for your entity. For example, a recent engagement that I had, I sent the forms to the client, and the client reviewed the forms, signed them, sent them to the notary and apostille. And then once the company was registered, then the client comes back to us and says, oh no, I didn't read through these forms properly before we registered the company. I needed to only have 300,000 shares because he wanted to pay up that exact amount. So when we went back to try and reduce the authorized share capital, then we were told that in India, there is no provision in the Companies Act for reducing the authorized share capital. You can increase it, but to reduce it is a very long process. You need to go to the courts and justify what is the reason why you're doing this. And it takes probably months to do it because it's not included in the Companies Act. So clients need to be aware of that. That is the first thing. The second challenge that we had was with the, what did they call it? The digital signature certificate, the DSC. So usually we will apply for the DSC for our clients in India. And our company secretary in India will hold on to the DSC so that it is easier. This is the only other approved signature for the India government, for documents, for banks. So this is the only other signature because it's approved by the government that we can use to sign forms on behalf of the client. Like for instance, when we are opening your bank account, we will need to use the signature. So if you do not have the signature, then the other option is signing forms, notarizing, apostille, which is a long process. So you need to have a DSC. So if you do not want us to, we can hold on to if you do not wish for us to hold on to the DSC, because some clients prefer to actually have this in hand, then we will advise you on how to apply for one on your own. So we are not involved in that process, but once you receive it, then you can actually, we will let you have the forms, sign them, because it's just a dongle you can insert into your computer and use the signature will be in that dongle. So you can use that to sign. It's like a digital signature. Another challenge that we face is with the banks. So in India, we realized that most banks will prefer to have more than one authorized person to the account. So usually what they will do is they will use both directors. So one director will be an authorizer or a maker of the transaction online, and the other director will be the approver. So what they will do, they will usually give authority to both the directors. So if you do not want your account to be accessed by our nominee director or to have any other person as an approved user of your account or your login or your internet banking, then you need to inform the bank initially during the interview process, because normally we will arrange an interview between the bankers and our clients. So during this process, you need to inform the bank clearly that you do not wish to have any other person authorized on this account. It's just going to be you, so that they are aware from the start and they don't provide login details to both directors, because this can cause a lot of confusion and mistrust amongst our clients and us. So those are the main three challenges that we faced with my engagement. Okay, so Healy Consultants, number one, we have a lot of experience with setting up companies in India. We have a team on the ground that assists us with all regulations, with all requirements in India. We provide all the services. We provide the company registration. We provide the business multi-currency corporate bank account opening. We provide a company secretary, the registered address. It's a complete package. It's a complete deal. So when you register your company with us, we will project manage the engagement and make sure that everything goes according to plan. We'll provide you a detailed project plan so that you can see how the engagement is going to evolve. What will need to be done. You don't need to keep on coming back and asking. We will always update you on a weekly basis. We also have an accounting and tax department that will provide you with the services that are required once your company is registered. So you don't need to look elsewhere for an accountant, or if you have any tax related questions, we can always answer them for you. So it's a complete package. So that's why I would recommend our clients to use our services. I would like to thank the viewers, first of all, for watching this video. And if you're interested in any business-related content, please subscribe to our channel and click the bell to be notified for any future business-related videos. And if you'd like to ask any questions, you can ask them in the comment section. Or if you just want to interact with us, just say hello or visit our website, which will also be linked in the comment section. We're also on all social media platforms, so you can always interact with us directly.